Hi, we're going to talk about the worst movie villains that we've seen. So, Miriam, you want to start?
I'm gonna start at number 5 for me. I had to do all 5. Professor Screw Eyes from We're Back. Now, Roll Back the Rock was like, of all-time great, score for any animation film ever. And the characters were great, but Professor Screw Eyes was so bad. Like, he was just like the twin of the guy, and like his eye was always falling out. It was just pathetic. It was just like, what's your beef, dude? Like, what's the issue? And then he had like, didn't crows eat him or ravens eat him? Like, dude, it's like Professor Squirrel. Like, I couldn't take the guy seriously. It was just so bad. Like, what did he turn the dinosaurs into mean dinosaurs? I was just like, what? Why are you even a villain? Like, this is pointless, bro. Like.
His
No.
origin story was terrible.
I was just like, oh, so what? You were the unloved twin, so Professor Scrooge. Like, no, dude. And then Terminator 3, the lady Terminator, I thought she was just weak. I think they were like banking on her to be like a hot Terminator, but I feel like that backfired too. I just didn't think she was intimidating enough. Maybe if they made her hair black or a darker color, it was just like, it just wasn't convincing at all. Like, was she doing some cool stunts? Of course she was, but it was just like, after the Terminator 2, the guy from what was it called? X-Files. I forgot what his name was. I don't remember his name, but after Terminator 2, like, and the Terminator, like, it just you couldn't top those performances. All right, you go ahead.
I thought Loki from the Avengers movie was not a good villain. Like, I'm not into Marvel movies, and I had watched very few. I think that was like one of 2 that I watched total, and I was very unimpressed. He didn't seem like formidable, and I'm not sure why they were assembling to beat him or anything, but that's the takeaway I got from it. Like, for me, that was like my introduction to the Marvel movies, the first Avengers. I didn't watch any of the Iron Mans or any of the other ones. And he needed to be a much stronger, it needed to be a much stronger arc from his. I think he was in some other movies prior to that. It needed to be better for me to be like hooked in and care about Marvel films, and that was like the deal breaker.
He was just hot, but no.
Yeah, he was like good looking or whatever, but unfortunately, the movie fell flat to me because of his role, and it's not just the role he played in it, just like in general, he just wasn't formidable. And then another one I want to talk about is if you watch the animated Disney films, the sequel to The Little Mermaid was like Little Mermaid Return to the Sea or something like that. And they were very, very uncreative with Ursula's a sibling or something like that. And they named her Morgana, and she was just like an anorexic version of Ursula, and she was green, and it was just really bad. The film was very bad because of her.
Really bad.
Like, that's all I have to say about that. Like,
I didn't even watch
name alone was just no good.
Thing. Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie animated. And I don't even remember watching that, and I did watch it. So that's how you know it's bad. Terrible. It was actually erased from my memory.
Yeah.
All right. Lex Luthor, played by Jesse, what's his name? Eisenhower, whatever. Eisenberg, whatever. No. DC, you keep on failing us with your bad, poor, terrible, awful, not convincing casting choices. Yes. Like, he had no business playing Lex Luthor. It would have been better off if Lex Luthor was a bald black guy at that point. Like, he had no business playing Lex Luthor whatsoever. You could have brought back Michael Rosenbaum from Smallville. He would have been a better Lex Luthor for the real film. Like, dude, y'all blew it on that one. Hopefully, with y'all reboot, you pick it up. Now, number 2, man. Rasputin from Anastasia. This dude was a joke. His bones were falling out. His title score was trash. Like,
oh yeah,
he was disintegrating at every single time. She literally beat him, like, with barely any assistance. She literally beat him with minimal assistance. Yeah. Like, what did he have? Like, a scary stone horse? Yeah. Like, dude, really? Did you have any intention of killing her? Like, you had no chance of defeating anybody. You couldn't even beat Bartok if you wanted to. So my thing about Rasputin, he was so bad that even Bartok got a spinoff. So that's how bad Rasputin was. I thought Anastasia was great. But, like, the Rasputin storyline, I know the real life storyline is like
Completely different.
Yeah, completely different. But like, dude, Rasputin was so
He's
bad. So bad,
in the
right?
heat of midnight, evil will find her.
Dude, no.
All right, and then my last one is Dr.
Wasn't he
Facilier.
like trying to do like a fake Nightmare on Elm Street stuff too? Like, wasn't he
Yeah,
trying to like
go in
kill
her
her in her
nightmares.
dreams?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're not even original. But anyway, go ahead.
Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog was terrible. I don't even remember what his beef was or what his vendetta was against the prince. Oh, I guess he wanted money or something, or Tiana. I'm not sure what. I can't recall, but he was just awful. I got friends on the other side.
I remember nothing about that.
Terrible.
I remember nothing about him. That's how bad he was. I remember his face, but I don't think he was convincing. He wasn't a convincing villain whatsoever.
Yeah.
All right, and mine is
number one.
Harry Potter.
Voldemort. His reveal was so bad.
Oh my gosh, like Ralph Fiennes is such an amazing actor. So his portrayal of Voldemort was probably one of the most disappointing things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like what they could have just did so much. Like I feel like the CGI was unnecessary that they did. They could have just did some regular prosthetics.
What about his voice? I feel like that was
problematic as well. Like wasn't he like whispering like every single time? Ew. And then his nails were gross. I was just like, you guys are doing too much. Like it was just a no on all shut. Like no, I think Snape was more intimidating than Voldemort.
Very much so.
I was just like, how is Snape more intimidating than like the protagonist of the entire series? It was just like, dude, the antagonist of the entire series.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you ruined an amazing franchise by being such a poor villain. And mind you, I think Ralph Fiennes is hilarious. I loved him in what was that movie called? Tamika, the hotel. The Grand Budapest Hotel. He was amazing in that. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Like I think he has done like great jobs in other stuff, but man, he let me down. Like, how are you whispering, singing a killing curse? Like, I was just like, dude.
Yeah.
No.
All right. That was our list.